Hey folks, this is Steel Table Talk and I'm Kavya. This is the 7th video in the ICSE drama series covering the second part of Act 1, Scene 2 of The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. This video contains everything from the broadest concepts to the minutest details that you require to write the perfect answers. So keep watching and stay tuned for more. Before we proceed, here's a background of events so far. Portia and Nerissa discuss the aspects of Portia's husband being chosen by a lottery of caskets devised by her father, and her will being curbed by that of her father. Then they go on to talk about Portia's take on the various suitors who had arrived to woo her. And with that, let's begin. So far, we have covered 2 out of a total of 6 suitors. Here's the third one. Nerissa says, "How say you by the French lord, Monsieur Le Bon?" The literal translation for Monsieur Le Bon would be Sir the Good. It is a mocking expression for an ideal Frenchman. Portia answers her, "God made him, and therefore let him pass for a man." The only reason Portia accepts this French lord to be a man is because he has been created by God. In truth, I know it is a sin to be a mocker, but he? So Portia acknowledges that I know it is a sin to mock someone, to make fun of someone, but she cannot help it in the case of this particular French lord because of his own habits and nature. Reason: why? He hath a horse better than the Neapolitans, a better bad habit of frowning than the Count Palatine. So, he is every man in no man. So, this particular French lord acquires the trait of every person around him, and therefore in doing that he loses his own personality. He has a habit of obsessing over his horse more than the Neapolitan prince, who was described as a colt by Portia. And then he has a habit of frowning, always remaining sad, more than the Count Palatine, who was described as the weeping philosopher by Portia in an earlier speech. He is every man in no man. He assumes the personality of everyone around him, and in doing that he is left with no personality of his own. If a throstle sing, he falls straight a capering. He will fence with his own shadow. If he sees a thrush, a common English bird, he begins to sway to the music, and at times he is seen fencing, fighting with his own shadow. If I should marry him, I should marry 20 husbands. Marrying this French lord would be like marrying 20 men at once. If he would despise me, I would forgive him. For if he love me to madness, I shall never requite him. If he would hate me for judging him or for mocking him or anything in general, then I would forgive him for hating me. But if by chance he comes to love me, then I will never be able to reciprocate his love, no matter however deep or true his love is. So this was the third suitor. Now, the fourth suitor, a young baron of England, nobleman from England. His name is Falconbridge. So Portia says, "You know I say nothing to him, for he understands not me, nor I him." Now, there is a very typical conversation problem, language barrier between Falconbridge and Portia, because none of them have any mutual language, so they cannot converse with each other. He hath neither Latin, French, nor Italian, the 3 languages Portia speaks, and you will come into the court and swear that I have a poor pennyworth in English. Means that it is a matter to be sworn in a court of law that my knowledge of English, of the language of English, is worth only a penny, means is very less. He is a proper man's picture. But alas, who can converse with a dumb show? So Falconbridge here is the only suitor who, according to Portia, is a proper man's picture. He is a worthy man. However, due to this language barrier, he is then called as a dumb show, as the two cannot converse. She also comments on one more aspect. How oddly he is suited on his dressing style. I think he bought his doublet in Italy, his round hose in France, his bonnet in Germany, and his behavior everywhere. She also comments on his strange dressing style, saying that it seems like three things. Number one, he bought his doublet, his jacket in Italy, his round hose, his breeches, trouser kind of thing, in France, his bonnet, his hat in Germany, and his manners are from every place else. Now, not to be written here, but it is considered by some critics as an allusion to the habit of Englishmen of colonizing every place, acquiring every lands. Matlab, they used to go and conquer many lands. So it was a mix of culture. This is what has been tried to be alluded here. However, please do not mention it. Then, the fifth suitor, a Scottish lord, his neighbor in the sense of territories, geographical neighbor, England, the proximity of England and Scotland. Portia says that he hath a neighborly charity in him. For he borrowed a box of the year of the Englishman, and swore he would pay him again when he was able. I think the Frenchman became his surety and sealed under for another. Portia says that the Scottish lord is full of what she calls neighborly charity, means kindness towards his neighbor. Why? Because he received a blow on the ear from the English baron, this Falconbridge man, and swore, he guaranteed that he would return the favor, that is the blow, whenever he could. Portia thinks the Frenchman became his guarantee in the contract and signed underneath the Scottish lord's name. Here, there is a political reference. Political reference to what? To the assistance provided by France to Scotland in their battles with England. Nerissa, the sixth and final suitor, how like you the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew? Portia says, very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk. Portia states that her German suitor is very unpleasant, vilely unpleasant in the morning, and that is when he is sober. Then he goes on to become worse in the afternoon when he gets drunk. When he is best, he is a little more than a man, and when he is worst, he is little better than a beast. At his best, he is little worse than a common man, and at his worst, he is little better than an animal. And the worst fall that ever fell, I hope I shall make shift to go without him. Even if the worst that were to happen, happened, Portia hopes that she could arrange not being married, avoid being married to this particular German. Now, the worst fall that ever fell means even if the worst that was ever to happen, happened, the worst that could happen, fell, happened. Sounds strange, but repeat it a couple of times and it starts making sense. Then, Nerissa, if he should choose to offer and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will if you should refuse to accept him. Now, Portia has said here that I hope I shall make shift to go without him. On this matter, Nerissa comments that, Portia, let me warn you, if he chooses to offer you a proposal, and then if he chooses to make his choice in the lottery of caskets and chooses correctly, if you refuse to marry him, you will be refusing to obey your father's wishes. Portia says, therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray you, she has a plan ready, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket, for if the devil be within and that temptation without, I know who will choose it. I will do anything, Nerissa, ere I be married to a sponge. Portia already has a plan to avoid marrying the German man by making him choose wrongly. How? She asks Nerissa to do the following if he asks to make his choice. Place a big glass of rich Rhenish wine on one of the wrong caskets. Now, Portia is very sure that even if the devil was inside the casket but the temptation of Rhenish wine was kept on top of it, this particular German man would choose that wrong cascade. Portia goes on to tell Nerissa that she would do anything to avoid being married to a sponge. Now, sponge absorbs liquid. Similarly, here sponge is used to refer to a man who drinks wine in the manner that a sponge absorbs liquid. Alright? And that's it for one sitting. The next parts will be covered in the upcoming videos. Drop a like, hit subscribe, turn on notifications to stay informed of the next video, which will be up shortly. Stay strong, stay safe, keep faith. See ya.